Hey guys, James from That's No Moon, unboxing the Wave 11 ships for X-Wing. First up, this little sucker here, the Auzituck Gunship, however you prefer to pronounce that. That's the Wookiee ship. We'll go through the pilots first. Woofwarrow. Apologies if any of my pronunciation isn't correct. Wookiee isn't my first language. Pilot skill 7, 30 points. When attacking, if you have no shields and at least one damage card assigned to you, roll one additional attack die. So basically, once he chips through his 3 shields, he operates like a heavy laser cannon, throwing out 4 attack dice, which isn't bad. 1 elite pilot talent, 2 crew, focus action, reinforce action. I'd be interested to see how this guy turns up, not only in the current meta, but just in people's squad builds in general. Nothing overwhelming though, I don't believe. The pilot skill 5, low Rick. When another friendly ship at range 1 is defending, you may spend 1 reinforce token. If you do, the defender adds 1 evade result. What's some initial thoughts on that? 28 points. Once again, no sort of wow factor there. It's great if combined with someone like Biggs. You can keep him alive even a bit longer, which will frustrate the hell out of your opponent. But you've got to spend that reinforce token. But if he's within range 1 of Biggs and hanging back so people have to target Biggs, it doesn't really matter. Pilot skill 3, the Wookiee Liberator, 26 points. So we're getting low on the points with a 6-hull, 3-shield ship. Nothing really special on this, but it is worth noting for pilot skill 3, you do have access to an elite pilot talent. So that's something to keep in mind. Pilot skill 1, the Kashyyyk Defender for 24 points. That's your little entry level gunship pilot there. The upgrade cards that came with the expansion, Intimidation, nothing special there, we've seen that before. The new elite pilot talent, Selflessness, small ship only, rebel only. When a friendly ship at range 1 is hit by an attack, you may discard this card to suffer all uncancelled hit results instead of the target ship. So once again, you can see the synergy built in to protect our lovely friend Biggs again, because yeah, that'd turn a frustrating moment into why won't you die moment. Combine that with that the pilot skill 5 pilot, and you potentially got a ship there that will never get killed, which will be interesting. Breach Specialist, this one I like. It's a crew upgrade. When you are dealt a face-up damage card, you may spend 1 reinforce token to flip it face down without resolving its effect. If you do, until the end of the round, when you are dealt a face-up damage card, flip it face down without resolving its effect. Now, that second block of paragraph there, when you are dealt a face-up damage card, flip it face down. So the problem with this is it's still very susceptible to face-down damage cards. However, for 1 point, why not? If you put that in with Woofwarrow, for example, that sort of creates some good synergy with him when he's losing his shields. Tactician, good to see that again. Wookiee Commandos, rebel only. When attacking, you may re-roll your focus results. So it's like a 1 point expertise really when you don't get the drawbacks from getting stressed. So it takes up 2 crew slots, but that one I really don't mind. And hull upgrade. Alright, moving on to the TIE Aggressor. Alright, the TIE Aggressor. Going through the pilots, Lieutenant Kestel. When attacking, you may spend 1 focus token to cancel all of the defender's blank and focus results. This one to me is a bit of a double-edged sword, because on one hand you might want to spend your focus token to generate as many hits as you can, but at the same time you also want to ensure your opponent is taking as much damage as possible. 22 points, 2 red, 2 green, 4 hull, 1 shield. It's got a focus, target lock and a barrel roll action. Elite pilot talent, comes with a turret and 2 missile slots. 22 points. Game changing? No. I'm sure my son will enjoy it. Double Edge, Pilot Skill 4, TIE Aggressor. Once per round, after you perform a secondary weapon attack that does not hit, you may perform an attack with a different weapon. So once again, if you've got opponents outside of your main firing arc and you're equipped with a turret, twin laser turret, ion, whatever, if that attack misses, then you can go for the shots out the front. Even if you've got the unguided rockets upgrade coming up, that might be handy rather. But Pilot Skill 4, 19 points. I can probably think of something. I'd rather take a TIE Striker, I think. But we'll wait and see. Onyx Squadron Escort, Pilot Skill 5. So ironically enough, the Pilot Skill 4 one has an elite pilot talent. Pilot Skill 5, no such luck. 19 points again. This is just your generic escort. Not much to see there. And the Pilot Skill 2 variant comes in at 17 points. What else we got? Moving on to upgrades. The Intensity, new elite pilot talent. This is one I'm a little bit excited about actually. So small ship only, it's a dual card. At the end of the combat phase, let's start again. After you perform a boost or barrel roll action, you may assign 1 focus or evade token to your ship if you do flip this card. So this is like a quasi push the limit card on ships that don't have good greens or are always trying to better their position through boosts or barrel rolls. So for me straight away, being a primarily Empire player, TIE defenders, TIE strikers, there's always times with the TIE striker, for example, where I get into a good position and the combat phase goes to poo because I don't have that focus token. And equal could be said if I'm in a bad position. If I barrel roll out, I can still get an evade token through this. Flipping the card over, at the end of the combat phase, you may spend 1 focus or evade token to flip this card. So you can even wait a couple of rounds to get right out of combat or away from the enemy, do a focus action, and then at the end of that turn, flip the card back over. This card I really don't mind at all, and I'm jumping ahead here, but I think it might find use on the Scurrg bomber. We'll wait and see. Sync Turret. What have we got? 3 attack dice, range 1 to 2, attack target lock. So you need a target lock to be able to activate this turret. Attack 1 ship, even a ship outside your firing arc. If the defender is inside your primary firing arc, you may re-roll a number of attack die up to your primary weapon value. So for instance, on the TIE Aggressor, if you are targeting a ship within range 1 to 2 with a sync turret and you have a target lock on them, you can re-roll up to 2 dice, which is not bad. I mean, it's like a built-in predator, I guess, but you need to follow that rule of having them inside your firing arc. So that's where, if you take a sync turret, you really be locked into tailing your opponent. 4 points. I'm interested to see how that one sort of goes and what else in the Rebels or even the Scum ships that it turns up in. Twin laser turret, we all know about that. Perform this attack twice, that's always solid, but for 6 points, at least it gives the Empire players now an option for a 23-point TLT build. So will we see the Imperial spam? Probably not, but they can do it now. Unguided rockets. This is one I'm really excited about for TIE Punishers, TIE Bombers. Focus token, attack requires a focus token. Attack 1 ship. Your attack dice can be modified only by spending a focus token for its standard effect. So it's 3 red dice, range 1 to 3. So I'm really keen to get this one on Tomek's brand. Throw out 3 dice all the time and put some like crack shot or maybe something on him. Will it take the TIE Punisher and turn it into a ship that we all start playing again? Who knows? It's 2 points, so it's pretty cheap, and it generally can keep your firepower at 3 red dice every turn, so I'll wait and see. Lightweight frame. We've seen this one before in the TIE Striker expansion, so we know what that does. 2 points, get your agility value up to 3 if you're getting smashed by enemy fire. Alright, we'll move on to the one I am most keen to read about, is the Scurrg Bomber. Now, out of all 3 of the expansions, this is the one I'm most excited about, and for a number of reasons. I love bombs and ships that throw bombs and ordnance around, and even though they are sort of difficult to use and don't often perform as well as they should because the bombs are expensive and a bit of a learning curve to it, but I'm a bit of a sucker for punishment, so I just keep playing them. Out of the 3 ships as well, I feel FFG have really released a pretty, not bland isn't the right word, but a safe expansion for the TIE Aggressor, because let's face it, the Empire have had some pretty insane ships that have come out in the last sort of 12 months that have changed the game a little, and their upgrade cards, etc. The Wookiee ship, I sort of don't know what role that fills, so it'd be interesting to sort of see the data in 3 months, 6 months time of regionals and if people are even taking them. Alright, getting sidetracked there. On to the Bomber. Interesting enough, Captain Nim comes with the Scum faction and the Rebel faction. So I'm on a bit of a Rebel kick at the moment, so I'm keen to run him in a Rebel list, but I do have a sneaky idea for him in the Scum faction. Let's go first. Captain Nim, Pilot Skill 8. This is the Rebel version, folks. 30 points. So 3 red dice, 1 green dice, and 5 hull and 5 shield. So identical to the Space Cow shuttle there. His pilot ability reads, once per round you may prevent a friendly bomb from detonating. So if Captain Nim flies over his own bomb, or a friendly flies over his own bomb, then you've got that ability there to prevent it from detonating. That's handy, but nothing game breaking again. But I mean, that's not the problem. There's a couple of decent upgrades that he can have. A focus, target lock, barrel roll are his actions. Scooping over to the Pilot Skill 8 version of the Scum faction. Now his pilot ability reads, you may ignore friendly bombs. When a friendly ship is defending, if the attacker measures range through a friendly bomb token, the defender may add 1 evade result. So essentially that works like an obstructed attack, however you always gain the evade result. When I first read about this one, I thought, wow, that's really cool. But the more I thought about it, I thought that is so difficult to pull off in the game. If you wanted to get the most from it, I would think you would need to take cluster mines to get that nice wide profile of 3 bombs to cover your backside. That's assuming it's a large base ship, but it works with any ship. And then you've got to be pretty good at setting up your angles in terms of the opponent is going to go for that obstructed attack. So I don't really see this one as game changing. More it might happen in 1 or 2 opportunities in the game. So the more I thought about this one, the more I actually felt a bit let down from it, because once again it felt like FFG were playing it really safe. But early days yet, could be totally wrong. Soul 6er, Pilot Skill 6. When dropping a bomb, you may use the 1 turn template instead of the 1 straight template. Nothing really game breaking there, not very original. I would think, why would you take this guy when you could take Cad Bane on Emon, for example? So he can use the 3 turns, which provides a lot more flexibility, but we'll wait and see. There could be something coming up there. Lock Revenant, Pilot Skill 3, 26 points. Now, I'll backtrack a bit. These guys have on the upgrade bar Elite Pilot Turret, Torpedo, Missile, Crew, and 2 bombs. Interestingly enough, at 3 points, this is getting into that territory again of the Contracted Scout with the Jumpmaster 5000. So, have FFG learnt their lesson there or not? This is 26 points. So 1 point more. So it prevents you from taking 4 of them. But 3 of these spamming the board, they might get the job done. Sorry, correction going back, guys. It has actually got a little base, not a big base, which is one thing that really surprises me about the bomber, because it would have to be the largest small ship based profile in the game at the moment, I would think. It's just massive. Alright, upgrade cards for the Scurrg bomber. Lightning reflexes, which we've seen. Minefield mapper. Now this is an interesting one. System slot. During setup, after the place forces step, you may discard any number of equipped bomb upgrade cards. Place all corresponding bomb tokens in the play area beyond range 3 of enemy ships. Now there's a few discussions of this going on the FFG forums, and one guy equipped out maybe 3 or 4 TIE Punishers with this, must have been 3, cluster mines, extra munitions, and basically boxed in his opponent in his deployment zone, which is really entertaining. So we'll see if that has any traction. Sink turret, again, another copy of that. Seismic torpedoes, why would you waste your time? Cruise missiles, these ones are interesting. Attack, target lock, discard this card to perform this attack. You may roll an additional attack dice equal to the speed of the maneuver you executed this round to a maximum of 4 additional dice. So it starts off with 1 attack dice, but can gain up to 5. Range 2 to 3. That's going to be interesting, because if your opponent has that, then you're not going to hang around the range 2 or 3 barrier. You're going to try and get up in their face to nullify their extra dice by getting into range 1 and getting out of their range 2 to 3 bracket. 3 points as well. That comes with 2 copies. Cad Bane, Scum Only Crew upgrade. Your upgrade bar gains the bomb upgrade icon. Once per round, when an enemy ship rolls attack dice due to a friendly bomb detonating, you may choose any number of focus and blank results. It must re-roll those results. So Cad Bane essentially makes your bombs become more accurate in terms of damage. They will inflict more damage. For 2 points, I can see this guy turning up in a lot of bomb builds for the Scum faction, and straight away I'm thinking maybe throw him on Captain Nim or even Emon for an extra bomb without using the Andrasta title. So I'm looking forward to using him. He'll see some playtime. Bomblet Generator. When you reveal your maneuver, you may drop 1 bomblet token. This token detonates at the end of the activation phase. So unless you've been hiding under a rock, unlimited bombs takes up 2 bomb slots. It's 3 points, and each bomb, when it goes off, at the every ship within range 1 rolls 2 dice and takes the hits and the crits. So interesting. So that can go on. What have we got? TIE bombers, TIE punishers. It can go on the fire spray with Cad Bane, and it can go on the Scurrg bomber, of course. So that's going to be interesting to see how that turns up and how it changes the game, and if in fact bombs are really going to make a comeback. An astromech droid for the Scum faction R4E1. You can perform actions on your torpedo and bomb upgrade cards even if you are stressed. After you perform an action in this way, you may discard this card to remove 1 stress token from your ship. So, this has been designed for one thing in my mind, and that is the Scurrg bomber. So, for example, it can do a 3 red Talon roll, into some ludicrous position where there are enemy ships, then it can drop out, say, Continent, cluster mine, whatever you like. Next turn it can zoom away and get a green, maneuver to clear that stress, or you can discard this card to remove the stress token. I'm not sure why you would ever discard this card, to be quite honest. So R4E1, he is a unique astromech, got the little black dot on him, and he's 1 point. So I can see him getting some use. How do you get him? Of course, with the Havoc title upgrade for the H6 bomber only. 0 points. Your upgrade bar gains the system and astromech upgrade icon and loses on the crew upgrade icon. This way, I guess, as I was talking about before, if you have a squad with the Havoc and the fire spray and you've got Emon in there, at least you can put Cad Bane on the fire spray and still take this title. Also down the bottom it says you cannot equip non-unique astromech upgrade cards, excuse me. So there you have it. What are you guys most excited for the Wave 11 ships? For me, the TIE Aggressor and the Wookiee Gunship, I could take them or leave them. I don't even think they'll see much play under my iron fist, but I'm sure my sons will have a go at them. But I'm all about the Scurrg bomber for this wave. Alright guys, leave a comment, check out the blog. I hope this has been somewhat entertaining or helpful for you in making a purchasing decision. But hopefully I'll get a battle report up over the coming days with some of these ships in action. Cheers.